Nicki Minaj is the biggest female rapper of all time, and you don't get to the top without making some enemies on the way. Today, we're breaking down some of the most savage times Nicki Minaj dissed other rappers. Back in 2018, Nicki's fans were waiting on her fourth album, Queen. The record had been pushed back a few times, but when it finally dropped, one of the tracks shocked everyone. On the song Barbie Dreams, Nicki comes after some of the superstars who try to hook up with her. First, she went after 50 Cent with the bars, "I tried to 50 for a powerful hour, but all that nigga wanna do is talk power for hours. Beat the pussy up, make sure it's a KO. Step your banks up like you moving that yayo." Everyone could tell this line was about 50, but a lot of fans didn't catch the second half where she sneak dissed his G-Unit affiliates, Tony Yayo and Lloyd Banks. Next up on Nicki's hit list was Karrueche Tran and Quavo. Somebody gonna make sure Karrueche okay though. I heard she think I'm trying to give the coochie to Quavo. They always wanna beat it up, goon up the man, maybe I should let him auto-tune up the Karrueche is a model who dated Quavo back in 2017, and after they broke up, rumors started flying that Quavo and Nicki were dating. Quavo ended up responding to Barbie Dreams with his own track called Huncho Dreams. He referenced Nicki's Fifi collab with 6ix9ine and rapped, "Don't mean to brag, I be trying to keep it cool, but I snooped your ass. No Fifi, I skied on your face ass. Called up Huncho to come tap that ass. Pull up on you, auto-tune when I grip that ass." Quavo obviously wants to let everyone know he was talking about Nicki, and later on the track, he said, "Nicki, do you love me? Why you crying? She don't want to be a queen unless she got me. She don't want to be on scene unless we marry." Nicki never responded to Quavo, but the next shot she sent on Barbie Dreams was brutal. She said, "All these Bow Wow challenge lying and shit. Man, these Fetty Wap they eyeing my shit." First off, she called out Bow Wow, who got exposed for tweeting a picture of a private jet when he was really flying commercial. Then she referenced Fetty Wap, who lost one of his eyes after a tragic childhood accident. Both lines were tough. But then, Nicki took it to the next level by going after one of the biggest names in the game. Drake worth 100 mil. He always buying me shit, but I don't know if the wet or if he crying and shit. Drake has always been known as an emotional rapper, which made Nicki's diss even more savage. Then, Nicki went after her ex, Meek Mill, with the line, "Meek still be in my DMs. I'll be having to duck him. I used to pray for times like this, face ass, when I him." The "I used to pray for times like this" line is a quote from Meek's track, Dreams and Nightmares, so Nicki used his own verse against him. To make it even more brutal, Meek later hopped on Twitter and let everyone know that Nicki had blocked him after she started dating her husband, Kenneth Perry. After airing Meek out, Nicki took shots at Lil Uzi Vert and Young Thug. "Man, Uzi is my baby. He ain't taking the L, but he took it literally when I said go to hell. Used to with Young Thug. I ain't addressing this shit. Caught him in my dressing room, stealing dresses and shit." But Nicki wasn't just going after other rappers. She also called out Odell Beckham with the line, "And I would've had Odell Beckham banging the cake till I saw him hopping out of cars, dancing to Drake." Nicki sent shots at tons of people on the track, but the most savage diss was against DJ Khaled when she said, "Had to cancel DJ Khaled. Boy, we ain't speaking. Ain't no fat telling me what he ain't eating," which is a reference to an interview where Khaled said he doesn't go down on his wife. Nicki finished the second verse by dissing 6ix9ine and Eminem, and by that point, it felt like she had already killed half the industry. Fans were shocked when the track dropped, but Nicki hopped on Twitter and said that none of the disses were serious. She tweeted, "I only mention people in hashtag Barbie Dreams that I with. This isn't a diss. Yikes. This is culture. This is Biggie, New York. This is fun. Lighthearted fun. Even if she didn't mean for it to be serious, Nicki said that two of the rappers she mentioned on the track ended up actually getting mad over it. She never calls them out by name, but that doesn't mean she's afraid of the smoke. And this next beef proves that Nicki's never gonna back down. For the past few years, Nicki has been beefing with the other biggest female rapper in the game, Cardi B. It all started back in 2017 when Cardi hit the stage at Hot 97 Summer Jam Festival with Remy Ma, who was having issues with Nicki for years. A couple months after the show, Nicki hopped on London on the Track song No Flags and rapped, "Lil I heard these labels trying to make another me. Everything you getting, lil is cause of me." Nicki denied that the diss was aimed at Cardi, and a month later, she even congratulated Cardi on becoming the second female rapper to hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Then, a month later, Nicki and Cardi both hopped on the Migos track, Motorsport, but fans still thought they had beef. Cardi told Complex, "I feel like people wouldn't even be satisfied if me and her was making out on a freaking photo. I feel like people just want that drama because it's entertaining." Cardi later broke the news that Nicki's verse on the track had been changed, and in the original version, she name-dropped Cardi on the line, "I'm with a couple bad that'll rip the party. If Cardi the QB, then I'm Nick Lombardi." On the official release, Nicki switched Cardi out for Quavo, and later said that Atlantic asked her to change it. She hopped on Twitter and aired the situation out saying, "How can you say someone changed their verse and forget to say Quavo told me to remove my singing part, which I loved, and Atlantic told me to remove your name from my verse per your request. So how are those changes gonna happen if I didn't change my verse?" All the dissing eventually led to a real fight during New York Fashion Week in 2018. TMZ reported that it went down after Cardi went up to Nicki's table to address the lies Nicki was spreading. Cardi was allegedly elbowed in the face, while security guards tried to get in between her and Nicki's friend, Ra Ali. Then, Cardi took off one of her shoes and tried to chuck it at Nicki, but security escorted her out of the party before the situation got too crazy. Nicki and Cardi have never really squashed the beef, but after the fight during Fashion Week, the situation cooled off and nothing crazy has happened since. Cardi's one of the biggest names in hip-hop, but she doesn't even come close to how popular this next artist is that Nicki beefed with. Back in 2020, Beyonce hopped on Megan Thee Stallion's track Savage and said, "If you want to see some real ass, baby, here's your chance." This line could be referring to anyone, but what made rumors start stirring is the track Nicki dropped the next day. Nicki released a remix of Doja Cat's track Say So, but right before it dropped, she rewrote her verse and changed some other things. Apparently, there were some problems with getting the right version out, so both versions ended up getting released. On the new track, Nicki raps, "Why you talking about who body fake? With all them fillers in your face, you just full of hate. That real ass ain't keep your nigga home. Now you looking silly, that's word to silicone." Jay-Z and Beyonce have had a lot of public issues with their marriage, and fans think that Nicki's taking shots at Beyonce for Jay-Z sleeping around. Nicki and Beyonce have collaborated before on a couple of tracks, but they haven't worked together since Savage and Say So dropped. Beyonce isn't the only superstar Nicki has issues with though. In July 2022, Nicki performed live for the first time in 3 years at the Essence Music Festival in New Orleans. For part of her set, Nicki rapped a bunch of her early guest verses that helped her pop off, like the Young Money track Bedrock and Drake's song Make Me Proud. Then right before she was about to rap her iconic verse off Kanye's track Monster, she said,
"I'm monstered out. I'm monstered out. And we don't with clowns."
Then she skipped the track and rapped her verse from Birdman's track You Mad. It's still not exactly clear why Nicki went after Kanye, but rumors say it's because he worked with Cardi B on her track Hot Shit, which dropped the same day as Nicki's show. Kanye never publicly addressed the situation, but fans on Twitter revealed that he unfollowed Nicki on Instagram just a few days after she called him a clown. Kanye definitely helped Nicki's career take off back in the day, but obviously, none of that matters to her if you're working with the ops now. If someone works with one of her enemies, Nicki isn't afraid to put him on blast too. In 2020, Usher went live on IG with Swiss Beats and said,
"Nicki is a
You hold
product.
up, you already trending on Twitter right now, by the way. It's the versus effect, King.
Most fans know that Nicki and Lil' Kim have had issues for over a decade, so Nicki got heated when she heard the comment. On the track Trolls with 6ix9ine, she rapped, "Somebody usher this into a clinic. My flow's still sick. I ain't talking a pandemic." This line is allegedly a reference to the fact that Usher has herpes. In 2017, the news broke that he had been carrying the virus since 2009 or 2010, and 5 different people have sued him for fraud, sexual battery, and other charges, and have accused him of not telling them that he was positive for the virus. Usher and Nicki have worked together before, but that didn't stop her from allegedly sending a savage diss at him over the Lil' Kim comment. Nicki is obviously ready to go after anyone she thinks is dissing her, but that doesn't mean she can't move on too. In 2022, she did an interview with Joe Budden and gave props to Kim, saying,
"The same way I feel I should have already been on the cover of American Vogue, so should Little Kim. Any female rapper, when myself or Little Kim goes on the internet, every day we see our influence. We will see our influence. So I'm not gonna say it's about me only, right? And not give that woman her just due about what she did."
Nicki had to grind really hard to make it to the top. She's made it clear that she's not giving up the crown without a fight. It doesn't seem like she has a lot of beef going on right now, but it's only a matter of time before she has to put another rapper in their place.